Hello and thank you for pressing play. Welcome to A Beer with Bear or any other beverage. This is episode 93, featuring Djordje Stijepovic, also known as Bullfiddlecat. He is the upright bass player for Tiger Army, Molotov, Drake Bell, and many more, including his own solo project. Frank, George, and I sat down with Djordje in person and had quite the conversation. We talked about growing up in Serbia in the 1980s, where he witnessed bombs being dropped, starting a rockabilly band in the 5th grade, his journey to the United States where he went on to play with the who's who of the rockabilly world. Djordje has a deep love and knowledge of music and classic films. He even brought us some Serbian liquor to try. We got along great, both on and off the mic. I'll have links to his page and YouTube channel in the episode description. Beer with Bear is available where podcasts are heard: iTunes, Spotify, Libsyn, to name a few, YouTube, and SoundCloud.com. That's right, full episodes of our recent and upcoming shows will now be available on YouTube, along with audio previews, video clips, and more. Please support the show and the artists who come on by hitting like and subscribe, leave a positive rating, write a review, and tell your friends. While you're at it, don't forget to like us on Facebook at Beer with Bear Pod, Twitter at Beer with Bear, and Instagram at Beer with Bear Podcast. That's right, due to some technical issues, we are no longer using the Beer with Bear Pod handle. You want to follow us at Beer with Bear Podcast. There, along with our other social media, you'll find pictures, videos, updates for upcoming episodes, and it's also the best way to contact us. We'd love to hear from you. Theme music by Chris Helking. Mixing and post-production by Ryan Miles. Thank you very much and enjoy. Lights in the background. Yeah, so it's very more of a conversation. I'm going to ask you questions. Obviously, we'll talk about the main things, but if it goes somewhere else, let's go with it. You know,
Sure.
It doesn't have to be fully just music. Just kind of, I do want to get to know you. I know you mentioned jiu-jitsu. Frank's a jiu-jitsu guy himself too, so stuff outside of music. But as I mentioned earlier, we could probably just start off with, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Djordje Stijepovic.
That is cool. I was wondering how you pronounce it. So it's Djordje is the first name?
That's pretty good.
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome. That was the first try.
Try the second one. The last name? Stijepovic.
Stijepovic.
Pretty good.
Stijepovic.
Stijepovic.
That's
it doesn't have
further from.
Well, here's the thing about that one is I noticed it doesn't have all the rolls, like the tongue rolls, like with Spanish and certain names, we have those little tongue rolls.
Yeah, with my first name, you have to roll the R.
Okay. So yeah, I can never quite do that. Like I know these two are native speakers of Spanish, so they got that roll. Frank, give me a tongue roll. Yeah. See, I can't do that. You know, don't tell the ladies I can't do that, but I can't do that with the tongue. Yeah, but I'm glad you're here. You brought us some merchandise too. Thank you for that too. You can sign up for us later. Some Tiger Army posters. You brought your bass because you said you had a gig you forgot about.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. I was on a date at the Chinese theater watching a movie, waltzing with Brando, and all of a sudden I received a phone call from James Sinfield, and I wanted to text him back, hey, I'm watching a movie, and I saw that he sent me a text several days ago that we had a gig yesterday. So he was basically just calling me to check where I was and if I'm coming to the sound check.
Oh, wow.
And I was not coming to the sound check. I was not planning to come to the show, but luckily I had my bass with me. And so I just ran and I looked decent. I didn't have a suit. Everyone had a suit because it was a swing gig at Pasadena Ballroom. And so I was the only one without a suit, but I was late a couple songs, but I made most of the gig. This never happened to me, like never, since I started playing. So I was so embarrassed.
When was that, yesterday or today?
It was yesterday. Yeah.
Oh, yesterday.
Yeah. I was surprised when you pulled up. I thought I was going to see an old car. I guess because of your style and like I follow your Instagram, but it was a nice modern electric car, a Tesla. I'm like, oh,
It's
okay.
more convenient.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love old cars though.
Modern vintage.
I love them. Yeah. I love
Yeah,
them,
yeah. I know. We were talking about the neighborhood around here too, and everything. And I was mentioning how George recently acquired an old car.
Oh yeah. Oh, 56 Ford.
Nice.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. Are you when you say you're into old cars? Are you like casual, or are you really into it? Do you build
I'm not really
cars?
into, no. If I was really into them, I would probably had one. But I just like the way they look.
Yeah. Same here.
But I do like convenience of a modern car.
Oh, same here. I think I had that talk with it's also the Delta Bombers. I'm pretty sure because I was looking at your page and noticed we have a lot of mutual friends. Plus, you have some friends who I want to be friends. Like I saw the Messer Chups on your page. Like, oh, friends of mine. I'm like, I would love the Messer Chups to be my friends, and they're gonna be in town soon. Are you gonna go see them?
I think they're in town now.
Yeah, they're in town now.
Svetlana just texted me today that she's in town today, so I'm gonna see her or see them like in the next couple of days.
That's freaking cool. I know. I plan on catching one of their shows for sure.
James Invel, wasn't he Crybaby? Wasn't that the whole? Didn't he sing the Crybaby part?
Yeah, he's the crybaby guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this week I have shows with James Hetfield. I play tomorrow with Bernie Dressel from Brian Setzer's band and his big band at the Baked Potato, and I'm playing
Baked
with
Potato.
Rosie Flores on Friday.
Nothing but legends, huh?
I know.
Legends.
Love those
Jeez.
people. Yeah. Rosie Flores, she's from Austin.
Yeah.
And we're gonna do two shows actually that date. We're gonna do a jazz show. Was gonna be the first set, and the second set gonna be a rockabilly set.
Nice.
And I think that for our crowd, she's mostly known as a rockabilly singer, but she's excellent at jazz too.
One thing I do notice about that too is you mentioned jazz, you mentioned swing, you mentioned big band. Because I know for those listening, I've known you mainly for Tiger Army, right? That's what I first stumbled upon you. Plus, I saw and I started noticing who you play with. You play with so many different people, as you mentioned earlier. You play with Drake Bell from Drake and Josh. You're playing with Lemmy from what's it called?
Headcat.
Headcat.
Motorhead,
Yeah, Motorhead. Who else is on that list?
Lots of people, but as far as
I'll go back to my point right now because I lost it. But I got it back. You even have a podcast where you do upright bass playing as Slapcast, and then it's not just psychobilly, bluegrass, swing, jazz, rockabilly.
yeah, the podcast I called it Slapstream.
Yeah.
Slapstream live from Slapsville, and I started that during COVID. So since we were not doing anything, and I was missing music so much, I was missing people to talk to, especially bass players that I would usually meet on the road and talk and nerd out about slap bass history. So I started that podcast, and I just talked to bass players for hours, and I didn't have it limited like you, like in 90 minutes. We had I think that with Kim Neckerman, I talked for 6 hours or something.
Oh man.
And then, those psychobilly episodes were pretty long. Kim, Vic, they were great.
Yeah, I keep it at 90 minutes because what's it called? It could go for that long. An hour goes by really quick. 6 hours, probably you will feel it. But I just
feel it. Yeah,
for time to edit.
I felt it.
Yeah, and time. Average podcast I listen to, because I listen to a lot of streaming podcasts like you do on YouTube. Average, they go from 3 to 4 hours sometimes, and I love it. And I know sometimes people say that's too long. The thing with me with podcasting is, you can turn it off anytime. You don't have to listen to the full thing. Listen to it as long as you want. You can go back to it if you want. If not, you don't. So I have that thing too, which sometimes with certain bands, I go longer than I should because I'm really curious and I don't know when I'm going to get them again, especially if they're overseas. So it's I like hearing the random things. I like side stories. I like conversations because, of course, we'll talk about, like I said, the music, how you got together, old cars and stuff. But I want to just know just the human side of them,
Well, my idea with this podcast was that I wanted to present all those bass players, and I wanted them to tell their whole story. So that was kind of like my idea. So that's one of the reasons why we did go for that long, because I didn't know if I'm going to be interviewing them again.
Yeah. And that's the thing too I had when when I did have bands on, I'm like, you know what? I'll get you next time you come out here. And then some of those bands either broke up, didn't come back, or then when COVID happened, a lot of those bands I haven't seen again. Luckily, some are starting to slowly but surely show up again. And then I started doing like the streaming stuff. But it's not quite the same when you stream it, as opposed to being like one-on-one like we're doing now. I remember I offered the streaming, but I was glad. I'm like, wait, you're local. Let's get you in here.
Your podcast was in person, or is it?
No, it was all. I think that one or two were like in person, but all the other ones were with people that are usually overseas or somewhere else. So that's what we did it. And I did like I think 77 episodes.
Oh wow!
Yeah, he did a lot. It's on his he has a pretty frequent. You post a lot on your YouTube channel. It's a very active YouTube channel. I noticed.
Mine?
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I mean, I'm occasionally I'm trying to convince myself I have to post more, and then I usually go on tour, and then I post every day. This was great time in Cleveland. Tomorrow we're, somewhere else, and then I usually do that for first week, and then I get a little bored, and then by the end of the tour I stop posting completely, and then I don't post for months. But I kind of like YouTube, and then once I get into the whole posting schedule, like to be more regular, then I dig it. But then I get bored, and I'm like, oh, this is stupid. I don't want to do
Is
this.
it boredom or just the fact that you have to kind of try? It's frustrating. You have to make it everything just a little bit different. You feel repetitive, I guess. Like it feels like, okay, I feel like I'm same camera angle. You can only compliment like, oh, this is a beautiful day. You can only do the same thing so many times. You have to kind of mix it up a bit.
I don't know. I mean, I never had that issue. I mean, I did like a few different series. I did a Slap Bass Sunday, which was cool because I would just bring my bass somewhere, play a song, ask a friend to film me, and that was it. But I was not really preparing for that. I would just usually print out the chart from the internet and then just put it on the side of my bass and then just read it, and that will be like a first or a second take. So that was it for Slap Bass Sunday. But you have to drive somewhere, and then I usually did like 2 or 3 locations per day, and then go somewhere, bar, get the bass out. It was not super pleasant.
And then you have to get home. You got to put it together. You have to edit it.
I usually had somebody else edit it, but it was cool. But then I switched to the podcast, to the Slap stream, and that was easy because you just start and it's there. But at the same time, I really wanted to prepare about each of those players. I would kind of often listen to their whole discography and then listen to their songs that are especially slap related stuff.
Yeah.
And it would just take me lots of time. And then eventually, COVID ended. I started touring again, and then I stopped. But I'm thinking that I'm going to do both of those, both Slap Stream and Slap Bass Sunday. I think I'm going to start doing them again. Probably not as regular as I did, because it was every Saturday Slap Stream, every Sunday Slap Bass Sunday. But maybe if I do once of those per month or something, I think it will be cool.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I want to see it keep happening. Plus, I also have myself a podcast too, a bass one called The Four Strings. You're more than welcome to come on. Just throwing it out there.
All right.
I know you said you were listening to some of it before you came.
I did with Oliver. Yeah.
Yeah, Oliver. Oliver. That's the second one. So yeah, it's just kind of it's just fun. Interacting with all those people, different countries, different styles, different generations.
I've seen the Oliver videos. He's just driving in his car. He live streams. I was like, that's pretty cool.
That guy's cool.
Yeah,
that guy's cool. He has the classic cars too. Like you mentioned earlier, the classic cars are great, but I too love the look of them. But I do like a modern convenience. I like air conditioning. George makes fun of me. You and your air conditioning. I like air conditioning. I like, I don't like it too loud because I want to hear my music.
And I travel a lot, so I am not even here. I'm not in Los Angeles too much. So then I don't know. This is just more convenient.
Yeah.
Or I'm just lazy.
So I want to talk about, you mentioned you're not in LA a lot. What actually made you choose to move to LA? And was this the first state in America you moved to?
No, I actually moved to, it is first state. It is California. But at first I moved to San Francisco. So I was living in San Francisco for 7 years, and then I moved down here to LA.
How's the scene there?
San Francisco? Well, I moved there in '04, and it was still a kind of reminiscences of swing revival. So that was happening, and I would go I would go to any shows. I would go to rockabilly shows, psychobilly shows, Western swing, jazz, bluegrass, Cajun, Zydeco stuff. I would go and I would play basically whoever called me, because at that time I was just meeting people, so I didn't know anyone. So I just moved to the US and I was like, oh yeah, I want to move, I want to play. And that was it. So whoever asked me, are you available for the gig, I played.
Interesting. So music brought you here, right?
Absolutely.
You didn't have a band already picked out. You kind of just moved here and just wanted to see what happens?
I knew since I was a kid that I wanted to move to the US and play music. So that was I wouldn't say it was my goal. I kind of almost knew that I would do that. And then I just did it.
And in 2004, that was actually a pretty good time to move out here, especially for Billy music. It comes up on the show a lot, the 04, 05, 06. There was a really strong psychobilly scene, really strong rockabilly scene at the time. I'm not sure how San Francisco was, but in LA definitely was very strong.
Some good bands out there, psychobilly bands, Hellbound Hayride.
To Baltics originally from out there?
I think to Baltics from over there.
I think they started a couple years later, but
they
the Baltics
did. But
from there, I remember them from the shows.
Yeah, cool.
I played in a psychobilly band called Nervous Rex in '05. I was with
name.
Zeke. I don't know. Do you know if you know Zeke?
Zeke.
Psychobilly dude, like a blonde hair.
Oh,
The radio guy?
Is he from New York?
The Vectors.
The Vectors?
Yeah.
You knew Zeke from that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, we had the band. I think it was '05.
No way. Is that so cool? Another mutual friend. Like I said, we have a lot of mutual contacts.
Maddie on drums. Maddie from Santa Cruz.
Oh, Stellar Corpses.
Yeah, he was Stellar Corpse. There were like a couple other bands from over there. Yeah.
Okay. And then, so you started in San Francisco. I actually want to play a track from your solo stuff. I know you just came out with a music video, right, for Rockabilly Bomb?
Oh, Rockabilly A-Bomb.
Rockabilly A-Bomb?
That's a few months old, yeah. I think that I posted another video after that.
It's on the very top, but okay. Because I know you have that one. I know you have the one where you're ready to go, where you're in Hollywood.
That's actually Los Feliz.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, it looked like Hollywood, like Beverly Hills style.
It's Los Feliz. It's an old mansion. It's owned by my dear friend, close friend, Sue Wong. It's one of her, I think, 3 LA mansions. But that one is especially special because it was lots of kind of like a famous people, cool people.
Did you want to play that track before we go further into...
Sure, go ahead.
Let's go ahead and introduce it.
All right, so it's ready to go.
I'm dressed to kill and ready to rock. Tonight my
So tell me more about this music video, this mansion. If you watch the music video, you got the suntan, you're by the pool. It's a mansion party, has a very Stray Cats kind of feel to the song, I would suppose you would say, the rockabilly.
Yeah, I mean, the video was, I recorded that song actually kind of like over 10 years ago. And I wanted to have, I don't know what to say about the song, but because, that line just came into my head. And then I wrote the song. And when I was looking, I wanted to do a video. And I was thinking, what should I do? And they were like, it would be fun to do a pool party video with lots of pinups. And I asked Sue for her other house that it's also in Los Feliz. And then she's like, oh, I'm remodeling this one, but you should shoot it at Cedars, the way she calls this one. And since I already did one video that it's coming up at Cedars, I was thinking, should I do it or should I not do it? But then it's an amazing pool. The mansion is great, so we did it over there, and I think it turned out great. I'm really happy about it.
What's the history behind that mansion? A lot of celebrities that live there? Or?
Oh yeah, before her. I think that Johnny Depp lived there when he was preparing for a role for one of Tim Burton's movie. And before that...
Came back to Crybaby.
Yeah. But this is I think later probably. And I don't know, she owns the house for about 25 years. So it was before that. I noticed that Audio Slave did a music video at the same place. But they were famous parties were over there, where Marilyn Monroe would party, Bela Lugosi used to live there, Howard Hughes was partying there, Jimi Hendrix wrote some songs there. So it's crazy house. It's one of the main kind of rock and roll historic homes.
Yeah.
There's even a documentary about that mentioned from the 60s. I forgot what was the name of the band. They lived over there, and those parties were crazy. Doors would party over there. And,
damn, this fucking place is popping.
It's just unbelievable, and it looks like I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah, like I said, that's why I thought it was Hollywood. It has that old money look to it, that old architecture.
It's very old Hollywood, glamorous Hollywood.
Oh, Easy Rider?
Oh, Easy Rider was shot there. Sunset Boulevard was shot there. So it's
in LA.
It's crazy, yeah.
Yeah, man. And then one thing too, I mentioned some of your videos. You have another one too. I wrote down here where it's very California. You had one where you're at the beach. Is that something that just kind of happened?
I ever wanted, yeah. I did it on the beach where they shot Grease.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's so cool.
It's Leo Carrillo.
So is that a style choice, or just kind of happened because you live out here, or did you specifically say I want my videos to have that retro California?
I would say both, because I chose to live here because of all the things that I like.
Yeah.
So it's a part of the vibe, So I don't know. I love California. I love vintage California, and it's definitely part of my style.
Yeah, because I didn't realize you were out here as long as you have been. 2004, it's a very long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've seen some stuff. You've been some places.
Yeah, I've been here in the U.S. and in California for 22 years or something.
Yeah.
Almost 22, yeah.
That's a good amount of time.
It's a good amount of time.
See a lot. Do a lot.
So we were talking about I was asking you some of the bands you played with. You said you made a face oof because you played with so many. Can you give me how did you find your way to being a first call bass player? You seem like you get around a lot. How did you get to San Francisco? Who were some first people you started talking to? And then we'll get to how you got to Tiger Army.
When I got to San Francisco, the first gig, very very first gig that I played was some hippie San Francisco jammy type of thing, and I remember that was a weird one. And then a day or two later, I played a jam session with, it was a Tin Pan Alley type of band with Rick Kiesel, drummer. And but I don't know, like I was meeting people any way I could, really. I remember I met Rick at Bimbo's at Big Sandy's show, I think. And it was fun because I recognized him from that old book, Swing. And I just approached him and I told him, I know you're a musician here, that you play with bands. I'm a musician, I play bass. If you ever need a bass player, here's my number. And he called me a couple of days later, and that was the first thing that kind of led to other things, other bands, quick, huh? Right after that. After 2 days after I met him, but I was already in San Francisco for a couple of months at that time.
Nice. And at that time, there's still like a hippie scene around that time, like 2000.
I mean, I would say that San Francisco will always be hippie scene.
Yeah.
But I was just the roommate that I had at the time. He was performing at that club, and he asked me, "Oh, do you want to jam?" And I was like, "Sure, I'll jam." And it was one of those like never-ending jams on 1-chord jams.
Nice.
In the key of E. No, I was kidding.
I remember that swing scene. Remember what was that commercial that had played Brian Setzer in the
Gap?
The Gap commercial. Remember that? It was like in the late 90s, right?
I think it was 96.
96. Oh, or
like
mid 90s then.
Yeah.
That was a cool commercial. Jumpin' Jivin'.
Jump, Jive, and Veil, yeah.
Jump, Jive, wow.
But I don't think it was Setzer's version in the commercial. I think they used the original from Louis Prima.
Louis Prima version?
Yeah, oh, pretty sure. I never saw the commercial, but I know stories about it, and I remember the story how that all happened. But it
really?
definitely helped, Setzer and his big band because he put out the song.
Yeah, for some reason I thought it was the Brian Setzer version, but it could have been the Louis Prima version.
Because they advertised it as you heard on a Gap commercial, and then the album Dirty Boogie came around the same time as the commercial.
Oh, that's a good one. You ever get the chance to play Clifton's?
Clifton's, I did, and it was fairly recently that I played Clifton's.
Oh, nice.
That was fun. That's a great place.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah, like a lot of
downtown LA is awesome.
Yeah, whatever's surviving down there.
Yeah, I mean, it's still lots of buildings that are surviving. I love downtown LA. I wish it was more kind of happening. And they clean it a little bit.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. I'll be driving downtown for work or whatever. I'm looking at the fucking structures. I'm looking at the city. It's like, just splash a little water on it, splash some paint. This place is fucking beautiful. Pick up that guy, sleep in, just and walk him somewhere else. This place is beautiful. Yeah. I love the old buildings.
You'll be like New York, it's awesome.
Just put some water on it.
Nowhere to sit. But you can lay down anywhere.
Yeah. Did you check out the Tiki Bar at Clifton's on the 3rd floor?
I did. Yeah, I did.
Or the 4th floor? I don't know.
I know. I'm not sure which floor, but it's great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we say the T word around Djordje to look at him because he's kind of like our residential tiki expert.
All right.
No, I'm not an expert.
He just dabbles.
He dabbles.
Yeah.
So you mentioned moving to California was like a dream because everything you love is out here. Can you get more into that? Is it artwork? Is it film? Like, what were some of the things about California that got you to move from Serbia to here?
I mean, I got into rockabilly when I was 9, I think. And that's kind of all I wanted to do. And then I started playing bass maybe when I was 12, I think. And I just wanted to be better bass player. So at the beginning, I wanted to I was trying to find a way to convince my parents to buy me a bass. And the easiest way was if I tell them that I'm going to be going to classical music school. So I enrolled, and they told me, we're going to get your bass, but you have to promise that you're going to finish at least elementary music school. And the schooling system over there is much different than here. So I did promise, and then I was, okay, so I'll do that. That was 2 or 4 years. I did it in 2. And after that, they got me a bass. I finished the elementary music school, and I was thinking, okay, so I'm done. And then I started playing more in bands. My first band was called Lonesome Train that we started in 5th grade. because of Johnny Burnett's song. I mean, I think we named it actually because Meteors covered it, but then that was the thing.
Great, you got into this how you're 9 years old. So you didn't go through a punk rock or metal phase. It was straight rockabilly.
It was straight rockabilly. Yeah, rockabilly was the first music love of my life.
What got you into that? Like parents or grandparents?
No, not really. It was when I was a kid, like 7, 8, I really loved Sylvester Stallone movies. And then somewhere I read an article where he said, "I'm the biggest Elvis Presley's fan. I know all his songs." And I was like, I have to check out this guy Elvis. And I was, I guess 8 or 9 at the time. And around the same time, there was a movie called This Is Elvis that they played on a TV. So then I saw it and I freaked out. And my best friend's brother started to get into rockabilly, so I kind of learned through him about other bands. And then I heard Stray Cats, and my mind was blown at that time, and that was it. That's all I was thinking at the time. And then I guess that stamped my whole life.
So you mentioned you were in 9th, 5th grade. What year was that exactly? Because I'm trying to pinpoint what the music scene was like back then. Because you mentioned Brian Setzer.
Well, I have to do the calculation. Well, 88. 88 would be my...
Oh, that's when it...
That's when Stray Cats, Polecats, that like revival.
I guess Polecats were kind of done by that time, but 88 would be when the Stray Cats got back together, and then they released the Blast Off in 89, I think. I think in 88 they released some singles, I Fought the Law or something. Yeah, that was like their return.
You got to play with some of the Stray Cats.
Yeah, I played with Slim. I mean, I know all three of them, but I played with Slim Jim in a few bands actually.
Yeah,
I played with him at the in Headcat with Lemmy and Dan.
Hell yeah, that's fucking so cool.
That was fun band. That was great. And then I played with him and Drake Bell. We recorded like a few singles together. Then I played with him in a new band, Voodoo Tones, with Chris from Delta Bombers and Danny Harvey.
I love that.
I
love the Lemmy playing where he's live and he's just like, I'm playing all the B-sides. I don't care. I'm not playing Chuck Berry like the classics. I'm playing the B-sides.
We played lots of classics. We played Chuck Berry.
Yeah, when I listened to some of the live, I was like, oh, it's pretty good.
It's great. Yeah, it was so fun touring with him, and
I bet he's got a lot of stories.
Oh, he's full of stories. Nobody has that many stories like Lemmy did.
Yeah, Lemmy. Or I know you know Deke Dickerson. You're playing with Deke Dickerson recently. I've had him on the show before too. That man could talk and everything. He's like a historian. Yeah. He's great. He's got style. He's got a good radio voice.
Oh yeah, his voice is the best for radio.
Yeah. He's fucking hilarious. He's really tall in person too.
He's actually the one that offered me my first national tours. He saw me playing in a band. What was the name of the band that I played with?
Delphi?
No, it was in San Francisco. I remember it.
Okay, we'll come back to it. I do the same thing. I'm like, wait, I got it. Yeah. We'll just jump right back in.
He called me. It was kind of like a traditional rockabilly band. And we played in San Francisco, and we actually opened for him. I jammed with Deke once year before that on a rockabilly song, and it was cool. But he saw me on that show, and he asked me, "Hey, do you want to go on tour? Can I get your number?" And I was like, "Sure." And 3 weeks later, I was on the tour.
Yeah.
I was like, "How's this possible? You didn't have a bass player booked for a tour, 5-week tour." Like just a couple weeks before the tour, so it was kind of nuts.
And then for this tour, were you in separate cars? Where's it your first tour van? Like, it's your first tour.
With Deke, my first tour was like national. First national tour was with Deke, and it was a van tour. van tour, just like, standard punk rock van.
That's fun, but smelly, but fun. I love it.
It was great. I was.
It's like freedom in a way, right?
I had a blast. And on that tour, I played with, talking about legends, I played with some real legends, especially in Memphis. In Memphis, I played with Scotty Moore's band, with DJ Fontana, with Sonny Burgess, with Joe Clay, with guys, that made this music.
Sun Record guys.
Yeah. And I remember going to Sun Records day later, and then I was about to pay a ticket. We were together, Deke and me, and then we were about to pay a ticket. They were like, "No, you guys are not paying ticket here.
Wow.
You guys are here VIP." So yeah, that's cool.
Dang, so
That was
you're
awesome.
a young man in Serbia, like your dream to move to California for this music. And now you're at Sun Records. Come on in, like
Yeah,
VIP.
that was awesome. That was awesome.
That
I
is
mean, I
awesome.
felt like, dude, I made it.
Yeah, that's.
I feel it right now, just listening to you. I feel like you're like, man, that must be
I'm
good.
still excited about it.
Yeah.
The Sun Record has a cool place, a museum up the stairs. And
It was great.
it's amazing.
So you mentioned, so let's talk a little bit more about, so we're talking about, what else about California was, like I said, you mentioned everything you like out here. So we mentioned the musicians. What else? You mentioned Sylvester Stallone. You're a big Sylvester Stallone fan.
You asked me how I got into rockabilly. So I was into Stallone, and then I saw that Elvis movie, and that kind of led me into rockabilly. So, and I had a band that we started in the 5th grade that eventually we called Lonesome Train. First, we called ourselves 501s.
Yeah.
As Levi's, right?
You were some cool kids, man. The 5th grade, I wasn't doing any of that shit.
When you see our photo, we convinced almost our whole class to dress up in rockabilly. So, the girls would be dressed up in those,
The poodle skirts.
yeah, and then we all had creepers, and it was kind of cool. It was wild, In Serbia, you had 10 kids at a time, and then we were all going to school dressed up and full on rockabilly, greasing up our hairs, and wherever we went, we had our music. So if the whole school was going to I don't know how you call it in America. We call it the rekreativna nastava in Serbia, but
Like the dancer.
not a dance, when a whole class goes on a trip,
Field trip.
like a field trip, but for a few days. Would you still call it a trip?
Camp.
Maybe like a camp, but it was during the school, and then so we would go maybe for a week, but we had our own musics, and then a whole school had to listen to rockabilly. So it was a blast.
That sounds
amazing.
awesome.
And we started that band, so we would perform at school, And then soon after we got into rockabilly, we figured we can skip classes if we figure out that we are in some kind of dance class, and we're gonna tell them that we have to practice. So we would go, and then you would just play. I remember it was Genie 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 by the Stray Cats, and then teachers would let us practice, and then we go and practice that Genie Genie Genie, and I remember the national TV came to film us because we were like, wow, these people are strange. Anyway. But it was fun.
God, you practicing that at that age, and then meeting Brian Setzer, actually hanging out with them. Did you ever tell him those stories of you?
I told him some of the stories. Some of the stories.
Cool.
Yeah, it was. So at that time, I already kind of knew that I would move to America. I mean, I was kind of like, yeah, we're gonna move as a band. Yeah, sure, because that's American music. Let's move to America and play rock.
The Lonesome Train, right? And then you gave me a CD for another band too in Serbia. You had.
Oh yeah, that's way later.
Yeah.
But so we did. Yeah, so we played some school parties, a little bit outside, but that was also cool because all the school kids would come, and then we had a big school. And then everybody would come, so we would pack wherever we go. So it was wild, and it was wild.
What kind of music was big in Serbia at the time? Because it's foreign to me, so I'm curious to 1980s Serbia. What was blasting on the radio?
Well,
wasn't rock. Well, for you it was rockabilly, but what about the rest of the normal kids?
I mean, I did not have ear for anything else, but I don't know. I mean, what was the time? That's like kind of already early 90s. So I guess like some dance music, like technotronic, or like what was popular? I don't know. MC Hammer, Vanilla Ice. I don't know.
Okay, so even American music still made it over there.
Oh
aside
yeah.
from
I mean,
rockabilly.
Yugoslavia at the time was always open to the Western music, which was great. It was kind of the most open country for from all the communist countries, especially in the 80s. It was a great place to to be a child and young teenager. In the 90s, the whole war started and sanctions and all of that. So that was kind of like a bad times. And then but before that, it was great.
Interesting, and you were around for that too, for the wars, and you mentioned sanctions.
I was around for everything.
Yeah, because I don't know much about Serbian history. Like before you got here, I started doing some little research. I got your hometown was you posted a video of you walking in your own hometown with your first base. Tell me about that, your first base, and that situation. That was a cool video. Like
my first base, my parents bought it for me when I was in 7th grade or 8th grade, something like that. I started playing bass when I was 7th grade and at school. So I immediately went to music school, as I promised to my parents, and but I was studying classical music. At the same time, I had that band Lonesome Train, and then
and then Lonesome Train. Were you playing bass too? Because you mentioned your first bass was 7th grade. What were you playing in the 5th grade?
I played a little bit of guitar.
Oh, I got you.
Acoustic guitar, but then soon I realized I wanted to play bass, so I would just play bass notes on that acoustic guitar.
It looks cooler.
Yeah. I mean, since you mentioned the look, there was a guy called Veljko. His name is Veljko, and then he had the band Vera Kvark, which was kind of like a neo-rockabilly band. And then I saw him in my 6th grade with a huge, like a blonde pompadour, kind of like a Brian Setzer style. And I was like, yeah, this is the look. And he played upright bass on the main street in my hometown, Belgrade. And then everybody would be like, wow, who's this guy? And I fell in love with the instrument and his way of playing. And I think that was kind of like a major point, besides hearing early Elvis Presley's records and Stray Cats, seeing him live playing on the street and shows. So that was a big switch and big major point for me.
And you still have your first bass. I
still have my first bass.
A lot of people don't. Do I have mine? I guess I do. It's a little beat up though. I need some work. I need to turn it in somewhere.
And this is actually a good bass. It's an old Russian, I think 50s, from the 50s bass. It was very well made. In Russia, they had those kind of like factories, and they would just make furniture or music instruments.
Yeah.
And so it's pretty sturdy. And I just changed, like a tailpiece, a bridge, and the fretboard actually.
Yeah.
Fingerboard. I changed those, and I still use it when I play it over there.
You changed the fingerboard?
Yeah.
That's a big project.
I mean, not me personally. I'm a luthier. Yeah.
I'm thinking about this. He was a cool kid.
Yeah. I know, 5th grade,
7th grade, fucking. I was like I said, I wasn't doing any of that in 7th grade or 5th grade. I was fucking playing Nintendo 64 and PlayStation.
Power Rangers.
Yeah, man. I wasn't playing rock and roll. I wish I was.
I was never into games. I was always into music. That was my mom. My mom was a music professor, and my dad was professional dancer for many years. So I think that I got that, a little bit from them.
So you said 5th grade or 6th grade was around 88?
Something like that.
Something like that.
And you mentioned what's it called?
I went to 5th grade in '88.
Did you mention Sylvester Stallone? That was a good time for Sylvester Stallone movies.
What was that movie that he played like a greaser?
Lords of Flatbush.
Oh, Flatbush. Yes. Yeah, he had that stain on his shirt. Like he's all greasy.
That's a good movie.
Yeah.
It's funny. I saw that, and I saw him in like a Western shirt, like with pompadour, and then I was like, God, this is kind of cool look. Yeah. And then that got me into Elvis, and then Stray Cats, and eventually everything else.
See, I didn't get the greasy thing for Sylvester Stallone. I just thought explosions and muscle. You know, I saw Sylvester Stallone movies.
Well, I got into him because of Rocky, right?
Yeah,
but that was like first grade or something.
Yeah.
Maybe even before that. And then I was like Rocky, Rambo, watched all those movies, and then I saw that those like rockabilly pictures, and then I switched my posters from Stallone to James Dean and Elvis.
I brought this up before too, that we don't have rockabilly movies or rockabilly shows anymore. Nothing of that that time period. You don't really see much of that anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, we have. I mean, everything changed. We have we can see everything now on social media. So
yeah.
Because in the 80s, people that grew up in the 50s started making movies.
Yeah,
made movies.
You got Happy Days.
Yeah. So
Happy Days were in the 70s, and American Graffiti released like 72 or 73. Then Grease 78.
Oh, now people making movies are making movies from like 2000s, like 2005, 2004.
Which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Wanderers were also like early 80s. Yeah, they were great.
There was that meme we're talking about Dazed and Confused. Like if you were to make it now, it'd be like 2000 something. I'm like, oh fuck,
Wasn't there a rockabilly Lonesome Train or something train? Something in the 90s.
I just
Mystery Train. Jim Jarmusch.
Yeah,
that's a great one. I love that one with Joe Strummer.
Yes.
Yeah, it's one of the best.
They
I love
still-
Jim Jarmusch.
They still make movies like that. What was the guy that played Bane and Batman?
he made a biker one recently, right?
Yeah, he made the biker one. Yeah, they
with
kind of seemed a
him.
little greasy. Yeah.
Oh, that was good. That wasn't a good movie. A good concept. But
Yeah.
I think he. Yeah.
Well, there was that fucking horror movie I told you looked cool, but it was a terrible movie. But
the Misfit Mask.
yeah, they had the Misfit Mask. It's like it was like something Harvest or whatever. What was it called?
terrible movie.
It was an awful movie. But I said it looked cool. They're like greasers, but they were kind of getting beat up though. They weren't really tough. They had like the Misfit Crimson Ghost masks. They were hunting some creature in the cornfields or something. And it looked cool. Movie was garbage. I want more of that. I like that period film. I like sets. I like costumes. I like old cars. I like feeling like I'm somewhere else. With older movies.
Sure. I'm into
The
it.
movie that did well was that Bob Dylan movie. The new Bob Dylan. That was a good movie.
I've never seen.
Oh, you know what? I just saw it. It was really good. The music.
New one?
Yeah, the new
Oh, it's excellent.
Yes, that's excellent.
yeah.
Beautiful.
Complete Unknown.
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. How they showed the keyboard player getting into the recording for man, I forgot what that famous song was. You know what I'm talking about? There was an organ player.
Okay.
And he's like, hey, let me get in there. And he's like, well, this song doesn't have organ. And he's like, well, I'll go in there. And then he started off the song. Yeah,
The whole movie is great.
Yeah.
And you mentioned Wanderers. It's funny that they are finishing Wanderers with Bob Dylan song.
Oh, that's
Because
true.
that's kind of like the switch
Yeah.
from
Oh,
rock
that's
and roll,
right.
like, to
Yeah.
that more
Love
singer-songwriter type of
with
thing.
Spider. Remember Spider when they had
Yeah. I got bummed out though. It seemed like it ended in a drag. He's getting rid of the coat. He's getting the Hawaiian T-shirt. Some guy's gonna send to Vietnam. Like, I guess it was a downer time
the
here.
end of the era?
Yeah, end of an era.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So if I watch it, I stop before that part happens. Just like Scarface, I stop watching before they kill him. Like, no, he's alive. He's alive. I root for him.
That's when you can't stream. You can't find that anywhere.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Which one?
The Wanderers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the
I
Baldies.
watched it recently somewhere, but I'm pretty sure I streamed it
you
because
did?
I was in New
Making up
York.
lies.
I was in New York for a job, and then I wanted to check out like some of the places where they shot Wanderers, and then I watched the whole thing.
Oh, that's cool. You do that. That'd be a good content too for you because you know how you do the bass
I always do
Sundays.
that. You know-
Dude, I was thinking about the Book of Love. Not the
Oh, the Book of Love. Okay.
Ah, okay.
Oh, well, Book of Love. Fuck, that's like I don't know how many times I've seen that movie. I don't have to watch it because I've seen it so many fucking times. When we were drinking, like the Book of Love and like Swingers was always a constant drinking movie when we were younger because we couldn't really go out. We didn't have money or anything. Movie night. What do you want? Book of Love again? Yes. Again.
That's a good one.
I mean, 80s were kind of big on 50s movies.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Book of Love is a good example of that. Spider crutch. What happened to you? Oh, I got hit by a beer truck.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
Did you ever see that one?
Which one?
The Book of Love.
Yeah. Saw it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
He was in the 6th grade. He was cooler than you.
Yeah, he was cooler than me. He's still cooler than me. Maybe he was.
No, he is. That's cool.
Yeah, man. So, Okay, so we're talking about we went off on movies. I forgot where we were before, but we'll find our way back. I'm not worried about it. So you mentioned earlier when you first got here, you brought us some Serbian liquor. Let's talk a little bit about that, and then
Sure.
I want to hear how you got. We're gonna take a they're gonna take a shot while I watch the Serbian liquor. You're gonna tell me about it, and then we're gonna talk a little bit about some psychobilly because that's a big part of my
I just got
audience.
Some liquor that my sister gave me. I'm bringing that. Hold on.
Okay, cool. So George, you're gonna get a shot too, right?
Yes. Of course.
Rakia. Some people say Rakia will rock ya. So
Drakia?
Rakia.
Rakia.
Roll the R, man. Oh, and we don't shoot it though. We sip it.
Oh, okay.
Just so you know.
Okay.
That's even better.
Yeah. And you have to look in the eyes though. Cheers. Cheers. Živeli. All right. Živeli for you too.
Thank you.
Nice.
Let me smell it.
All right, smell it.
No, that's good.
Yeah, it's made out of apricot, so.
Oh, I love Yeah, I went to one of our teammates at our gym invited us to go watch a UFC fight, and then we're there hanging out at his house, and he's like, "Hey, do you want some whiskey?" And he offered it to my wife. She's like, "Oh yeah, give me a shot." And he gives her the shot, and she shoots it quick. He's like, "Hey, that's expensive whiskey.
Yeah.
You're supposed to sip it."
Wait, so you mentioned your gym. Djordje does jiu-jitsu too.
Yeah, I do.
So is Frank, as I mentioned. Why don't you talk about some jiu-jitsu?
I mean, I recently got into it, maybe about a year ago, thanks to my friend Marco that I know like for a long time. And actually, the gym is pretty close to here. It's on Laurel, I think so. It's called Tao of Jiu-Jitsu. So
Tao?
Tao, yeah, of Jiu-Jitsu.
I think
So
I've
props
heard
to
of
those
it.
guys. And it's great. I love it. I go to train like usually four times a week. 6
Oh, you
a.m.
got the bug.
You got it, yeah.
Yeah,
got the bug.
6 a.m.
Do you plan on
6 a.m.er?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord have mercy on you.
are you going to compete soon, or you just do it for just casual?
I don't think that I would like to compete because music is more important. I want to keep this fingers and wrists.
That's true. That's true.
You
Even
know?
if you don't break anything,
No.
you're gonna get real fucking. We're gonna get real sore.
An early tapper, as soon as I notice that something could go wrong with my hands.
Yeah.
That's what I tell people. I'm like, hey, I have to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, awesome. So yeah, we got to jiu-jitsu. We got to hear some about the. We got to hear how cool you were at the age of in the 5th grade. Now let's talk about how you found your way into Tiger Army. You mentioned some of your earlier projects. Let's talk about that, and we'll play a track from them.
So after I got to the States, I kind of played with everyone, but the Deke Dickerson was one of the major gigs, and I toured with him for quite a bit. Then I joined the band called Fish Tank Ensemble. We played Romani music, gypsy music, lots of different types of Romani music. So we played music from the Balkans, we played gypsy jazz from France, we played flamenco from Spain. But in general, lots of Bulgarian, Serbian, Romanian, Macedonian music. From there, around the same time, I joined the Headcat with Lemmy and Slim Jim and Danny. And all those little things led to something else. I joined Drake Bell. Drake called me. Drake called me in, I think it was 2013. And it was weird because I was like, this guy called me, and at that time I would always check out, somebody calls me like what are they doing? We probably have like tons of mutual friends because he's into rockabilly. And so I searched for him, and I never heard of him. I looked him up on Facebook. It's like at that time he had like 5 million followers or something.
Yeah.
It's like, who's this guy? And I was in Europe, and then another thing that I noticed it was a little strange, or much stranger than my other bands. He asked me if I was available to play a date with him at Kodak Theater, Dolby Theater now, where they give Oscars, right? and we were supposed to be guests of Brian Setzer Orchestra. It's like, yeah, I want to do this gig. And I told him, yeah, I'm available on that date, but I'm in Europe. And he's like, yeah, if you're available, as long as you're available, I'm just going to fly you in. Don't worry about it. I was like, sure. So, and then he flew me in for 5 days. We had a couple of rehearsals, and we kind of immediately clicked it off. We became friends, and we started jamming. I remember he had a party at his house in Los Feliz, and we jammed something until 6 a.m. Just him and me, with tons of people partying like nuts around us, and we would be just jamming, playing rockabilly, playing Stray Cats. He's a huge Stray Cats fan, and I have a blast playing with Drake. You know, like some of the shows that we played, especially in Mexico, they were wild.
Mexico City, or which part of Mexico?
I played all over Mexico. You know, either with Drake. First tours that I did in Mexico was with Fish Tank Ensemble, and it was in Tamaulipas, which whoever knows Mexico knows it's not the safest area of Mexico. And we had army following us wherever we went. They gave us a bus, but it was not a tour bus. It was just a regular passenger bus. So it would be like 4 of us inside of the driver in a, like 55-seater bus. And then we had a kind of like a tank behind us, and army vehicle in front of us, like going from gig to gig.
No fucking way.
Why? That's my first experience of Mexico.
Did you have a picture of that? It's so interesting.
Oh, I posted some photos, because some of those shows we had like a full-on military security.
Oh my god, it's fucking funny. You look in the front, you see machine guns.
No, it was just like, I mean, I played lots of sketchy places back home, but this was kind of familiar, but it was like lots of.
Well,
things.
I've never been to Serbia, but if I do go, what's a sketchy place I should look out for if I do go out there?
Sketchy? I mean, the whole country is sketchy.
Oh shit!
But it's I mean, at certain times it was kind of pretty wild, and then but it makes you a man.
Yeah. Well, what's the difference between when you grew up there and now? Because, like I said, I don't know really anything about Serbia. What's the biggest difference you would say?
Different type of corruption, but it's still. I mean, I love it, and it's maybe it's a little. I mean, it's not a war now. It's not bombing, so that's a difference. But
did you hear the bombs or see the bombs?
Yeah, there was a bombing. 3 months bombing every day.
Oh man,
99. It ended up on the exact day of my birthday. So that was the first day of no bombs in 3 months.
Dang! Happy birthday!
Yeah. So that was 99.
Wow. Well, what were you doing in 1999, George?
Probably drinking in the alley somewhere. I don't know.
Okay, cool. So Drake Bell was an interesting tour you mentioned. I heard some
Serbia. It was
Serbia.
great. It was great. Like, I loved playing with Drake, and I still do. I always, since then, I've been recording on every album of his, whenever he has something rockabilly related with him. And I think that we're gonna do that. We have a show coming up that he actually texted me last week.
That's so cool. You got Drake texting you. Got us.
I mean, we're friends. We text all the time.
Does Brian Setzer text you?
No. Lemmy called me.
Lemmy calls you?
I mean,
oh, he did.
Yeah.
That's so fucking cool.
So it was Drake. You asked me the lineup to Tiger Army.
Yeah, that's right. Sorry, I got distracted.
So I started playing with Drake in 2013, and we played some nice shows. I remember one show that especially stood up. We played Foro Sol Stadium in front of 55,000 people.
Stadium shows. The backstage must be nice. The green room, right?
I mean, it was not the nicest green room. I even don't remember that green room, but it was 55,000 people. I remember that. We were one of the headliners. It was Juanes, Ricky Martin, and Drake Bell.
Jesus.
And there were like a bunch of opening bands. But I remember it was 55,000 people. That was a wild show. It was, and it was the only time that I played a baseball stadium. When people are kind of like not just in front of you, they're like kind of like this.
Yeah.
So it was great. It was great experience.
I just forget how famous he is because, like I said, when he got popular, I was already an adult, so I didn't really pay attention to that generation of Nickelodeon. That's like more my younger sister and their generation of Nickelodeon.
I mean, I never heard of the guy when he called me. You know, and he called me, and as soon as he told me, I'm just gonna fly in, you know.
And like I said, you
the
look at his
opposite
social
parts of the
media,
world.
you see 5 million, you're like, what the who is
it's
this guy?
interesting. This guy looks rockabilly, you know. He has like a Stray Cats tattoos, and you know he's into it, you know.
Yeah.
He showed me some of his photos when he was like 8 or 9, you know, with like leather jacket and written rockabilly on it, and he's a rockabilly dude.
Yeah.
And super talented guy. I really like him.
What was that movie he did? It was like a parody of a superhero film. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? It was a comedy.
No.
I know it, but I don't think I ever seen
I
it.
recently rewatched it. I was fucking cracking up.
It was good?
It was fucking hilarious. Very, you couldn't make that movie today, pretty much.
Okay.
It was very raunchy, very
appropriate?
Oh, it was great.
Not PC?
No, not at all. It was the 2000s, man. We didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
He was Drake was in a rockabilly documentary I saw like on
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he
we
was.
both
It's on
were.
Amazon.
Amazon, right?
Yeah.
I called him for that. It's a rockabilly world.
Ah.
And I think that Amazon still uses the photo from one of our shows.
Oh, it's called Superhero Movie. Sorry.
The other one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you were saying that Amazon uses your picture for the.
Yeah, they used it Amazon used it like to promote the movie. I think that he's jumping off my base or something.
Oh, that's
Cool photo too.
That's cool, man.
Yeah,
Who's-
it's a Rockabilly World is the name of the movie.
Awesome. All right, so you're working with Drake Bell. You're playing stadiums.
Yeah, 2013, and we play lots of smaller clubs too, not just stadiums, but we played some arenas, especially in Mexico, because you know you can't walk with Drake for more than 5 minutes until somebody stops you.
That's
And,
fucking- that's a whole different world, right?
Oh man, I love Mexico. You know, I love Mexico.
I'm just saying though, walking with someone, having people just run up to him like that. I mean,
I played at one point. I played Mexico so much that I had my own fans. Waiting for me at the airport. Whenever I would go, they would come with signs, give you presents, and I haven't been in Mexico. I miss it. I haven't been in Mexico for a while, but I did that. And Tiger Army was we played big shows in Mexico. We like really nice shows. And then I started playing with Molotov, which is really big in Mexico. They have like several Grammys, and I got a Grammy nomination with them.
really, that shiny statue, huh?
It was just a nomination. We didn't win it.
Oh.
They did not win it when I was with them. They won it, I think, 6 or 7 times, but on different albums. But so a couple years after I started playing with Drake, I was at the party with Drake. I brought him to a party at the Blast Cult at Jason's down in Orange.
Ah, yeah.
You mentioned earlier that you have or had Road King,
I have a Road King, yeah.
which was made. Jason was
Jason,
making those basses
It's when they were
as
in
well.
Anaheim, I think, at the time, or something.
It was Orange.
Was it Orange? Yeah.
Yeah, right
Off
down.
to a Cherry Hill or
Something.
Something Cherry Street. I remember there was a cherry in the name when I used to go over there.
And
Cherry or
but
Chestnut?
close to Chestnut.
Chestnut, there we
I think it
go.
was Chestnut.
Yeah, Chestnut sounds familiar. I remember that street name. It was very distinct. I remember it was always a long fucking drive to go there too,
Yeah.
because I live in the valley, obviously. So to go out there for any repairs or maintenance, it's like, woo, here we go.
Yeah, it's a hike. So there was a party at King or Blast Cult already. I think it was called. They switched the name already to Blast Cult. So I brought Drake. We partied, and James Hinfield, who I mentioned earlier, he was at the party, and then we talked. He never heard me playing at the time, and then he asked Jason, the owner of the Blast Cult and King, who's that guy that plays your promotional videos? And Jason said, yeah, it's Djordje. He's you just talked to him. And then he turned to me and he asked me, do you want to join Tiger Army? He was joking, but it was like, you want to join Tiger Army? And I was like, yeah, let's talk. Let's figure it out. And then he told me that Nick was his close friend. And then he asked me, when was my next show, and it was with Drake. We played a place in Hollywood called No Vacancy. Cool place, close to Vine. On Hollywood Boulevard, I think.
That's a really small place. That's a speakeasy. In order to get
Yes.
into that place, you have to go through a refrigerator. There's 2 entrances.
No,
No?
through the bed.
Through the bed. Oh yeah, the
That's a
bed.
different
The bed
place.
opens up. But that's why I said there's 2 entrances.
The fridge is the different club.
Yeah.
Oh
owned
yes,
by the same
yes,
people.
yes. So through the bed.
What's the fridge one called? It's called.
I forgot.
Wait,
I've
hold
been
on.
there.
Rewind. You walk through a bed?
Yeah, you walk
Yeah.
in and it's
You have a chick
woman-
waiting for you.
Yeah,
on
a
a bed.
woman in lingerie
And then-
on a
yeah.
bed.
Is this real?
Yes.
It's still happening. I've
Yeah.
been there like a couple months
It's
ago.
happening right now as we're talking. A girl in a bed. Oh man, keep going. Sorry.
And
It's a
she's like,
threat.
"Oh, welcome." And then the bed moves and it
Opens
displays
up a stairs.
staircase. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go because I want to be cool. Like I'm not cool.
I've never heard of it, and when I went, I was like, "What the hell?"
It's a cool place.
Yeah.
It's a trip, and it's in the
Yeah.
middle of Hollywood, so I dig it. So we had a residency over there,
Oh, wow.
and that show was a Christmas show with Drake, and I was dressed as a Santa Claus. So I was slapping.
Wait, so you had the Santa Claus with the beard and the suit, or were you like a,
right? And I was clanging the bass and everything. I mean, I had a blast. But Nick came to that show, and then I don't think that he was not sold with my like Santa Claus look. But then he saw me playing with Deke Dickerson at the Western Swing show, and then
no Santa Claus suit, right?
no Santa Claus, like just cowboy hats and shirts and boots, and then he took my number and we talked and we jammed and that was it. My first show was actually 10 years ago, October Flame, 2015. That was my first show.
Where was that at?
I think it was at the Observatory
Oh, okay.
down in,
Santa Ana.
I think it's Santa Ana, yeah.
All
And
right.
it was great.
All right, so let's play a track from Tiger Army. You mentioned which one you wanted. Hold on. I wrote it right here. You said,
You can play Death Cards.
The 13th standard unfurled by dust. White magnolia, ghostly bloom. The grim visage of a lone rider. He stops for no one. Whoa! Death the death card, don't you know? Whoa! To gain a new life, you must let go. Whoa! Death the death card, don't you know? Whoa! Are you ready for a sentence? All that which weighs upon us, let it sink with the sun. Return from whence it came. It's not the end, just the start of another game. Whoa! Death the death card, don't you know? Whoa! To gain a new life, you must let go. Whoa! Death the death card, don't you know? Whoa! Are you ready for a sentence?
all right, let's talk about Death Cards. Let's talk about Retro Future. As far as the writing, what can you give me on that track and your experience with it?
Well, Death Guard is kind of like one of more psychobilly songs from the last Tiger Army album, Retro Future, and it starts with that slap bass intro, and I think it's cool. I dig that song. It's one of the faster ones. I think it's a little bit of a reminder on first couple of records of Tiger Army.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's a little bit more raw, I would say.
Yeah. And then you're talking about the slap bass. Actually, I want to get into. Well, we're going to talk more about Tiger Army. We'll go back to that. But you mentioned the slap bass. You mentioned that opening. I want to ask you a little bit before I forget about how you obtained your sound, because you mentioned earlier how you redid your fretboard, how all the things you're doing to your bass. It's a common thing with bass players, how they get their sound. Bass players are very picky, as you know, their pickup system and everything. How long did it take for you to get your sound, and what steps went into that?
So I would say that my main goal was to learn how to play bass and not too much how to get a sound out of the gear. My goal was to get a sound out of my fingers. So I wanted to be able to play on any bass, on any amp, and sound good and sound like myself. So I would not say that my sound is on steel strings or gut strings or nylons or whatever, or through the particular amp. I would say that my sound is the way I slap those strings. And I think that the big part of it is the knowledge that I got at a classical music school and jazz school. For me, it was major learning positions, learning scales, learning all those little things that are now part of my playing. So I wouldn't say that it's slap is my main thing, which I think that now I'm kind of mostly famous for my slap playing, but I think that something that makes it different is more choice of notes than choice of slap patterns that I do. If that makes sense.
No, yeah. So you came with a traditional background. You were schooled. You could read notes. You could read music.
Yeah, I have a master's degree in classical music, and I have a degree in jazz, jazz bass, and jazz arrangements.
As our friend of the show, Rick, he always says you dug deep. You got into everything before you found your way to psychobilly. You know what you're playing. He calls it music literacy, I think he said.
I don't know how he calls it, but I did the most proper way. I mean, I think that I might have even overdone for this particular style of music, but I just wanted to be a better bass player. I wanted to be able to play in big bands. I wanted to be able to play in bluegrass bands. I wanted to be able to play Arabic music. I wanted to learn, not just Western scales. I wanted to learn Eastern scales. I wanted to learn Middle Eastern music, Indian music, and I played all that, African music.
I noticed,
which is based on a different music system. So I wanted to be able to understand music as a whole before choosing the style that I wanted to play.
Because I noticed too when I was helping you with your bass in the car, your trunk, I saw you had yourself a boogie board, a skateboard, and you had yourself a bow for your bass. So you used the bow for the bass. I had one that came with it. I never used it though.
That bow is actually great. It's made by Coda Bow Company, which is one of my sponsors, and I love those guys. Love those bows. They're sturdy, so I can play lots of different music styles. It's not just for classical music.
Okay, so we're gonna move back to Tiger Army now. I wanted to grab that because I knew we were probably gonna start talking about something else. You would have left, and I'd be like, "Damn it, I forgot to ask him." So Tiger Army, you obviously knew who they were when they first offered you the position, right, to play with them. Were you a fan? Were you casual since you came from more of a rockabilly world? Did you like? I
like Tiger Army. I like Tiger Army. I would not say that I was a fan, but I was familiar with the band and the albums, and I had all the albums. I always wanted to have or hear everything that was happening in the rockabilly or psychobilly scene. So I was never into, let's say, traditional music, but I wanted to hear it, like rockabilly, you know, like I don't know, like Jack Bamer or stuff like that. They got very popular at one point, but I was very familiar with that sound and that approach and the records. With Tiger Army, I liked it more because it was unique. So that's something that I would always appreciate more than anything else. If somebody is able to find their own sound and their own place in this music style. So I think that uniqueness of Tiger Army was something that brought me to that band.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate Nick as a songwriter. I think that he's an excellent songwriter. I think that's kind of the strongest point of the band, the songwriting.
I see. And so they
That's
definitely
for sure.
Yeah, they have their own sound. No one sounds like Tiger Army. People who sound like Tiger Army are people that you could probably hear people that Tiger Army was inspired by, but yeah, Tiger Army itself has its own sound. That's cool. Cool.
They have great fast, songs, but then their slower ones, they're really, really good. You know, in the Orchard.
Yeah, he could bring that. He could bring that country in there and blend it really well with psychobilly.
Yeah, I like that Nick brings his other influences, either that surf or early '60s pop, like Del Shannon type of thing, which was very present on the album before Retro Future V, and I think that if you listen to Tiger Army from the first album to the last one, you can see a certain progress. And what I like about Retro Future the most is because I think it covers all styles that were present in Tiger Army's albums before that. So it's kind of like it's not a best of album because those are new songs, but I'm saying like those styles were present before, and now this is kind of like, all right, this present Tiger Army now, which I think it's great, and I'm happy to be part of it at this particular moment.
Yeah, and 10 years is a long time. I'm trying to think, are you probably one of the longest bass players he's had in his lineup?
Possibly, I don't know.
I want to say you are, but I don't know for sure.
Jeff Kresge played for a long time, and I know that he played for a few years, then he quit, and then he played for a few more years. I don't know. I never looked it up, but maybe I'm the longest. I don't know.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, he plays for Fear now.
What's it?
He plays for Fear,
Oh,
the
cool.
punk band now.
Yeah, because I know that they had the other Jeff from Calavera.
Alfredo?
Yeah, they had him too. So I guess they're going for the Jeffs, and they want to change it up.
It was Calavera, and then Lobo Negro, and then Resurrects.
Resurrects, and he is he in that with the Agrolites?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I don't think he's with Agrolites now,
at the time he was.
but he was with Agrolites for a long time.
Then before that he was what was this early band in the '90s that sounded really good?
He was in this like ska band called the Chris Murray Combo.
No, there was that fucking Cosmic Voodoo.
Oh yeah.
Cosmic Voodoo. That fucking intro. That's a fucking bass intro for Vertigo.
Sure.
Yeah, he's a great player too. I got to get him on. Yeah, I have his number. I just haven't called him.
I think that he's my longest guest at the podcast.
Okay.
I think the first long one was Kim, and then there were. Or Vic, I forgot. And then one of them was like, "Yeah, I just want it to be longer than the other guy." So then we talked. And then Jeff came. He's like, "Yeah, let's just make sure that we talk like longer than everyone else." And that lasted forever,
Yeah.
But it was fun, I loved doing that podcast. It was great. I was talking about bass for hours.
Yeah.
And I would bring like different people, I would not just bring psychobilly people. I would bring people that are into world music or just into bluegrass, just into swing, just into jazz. And I would have a chance like to talk to them about that particular style, which I usually don't, because psychobilly guys are usually focused on psychobilly, a little bit into rockabilly, and that's it. Jazz guys would not even know what psychobilly is, you know. And
Yeah.
then it was cool. It was great.
Do you
I loved it.
do you ever play electric bass too, or you just?
Hardly ever. I own one. It's Fender Precision, and I played it. I don't know, couple times on a record. I remember that I played it on my swing band record in Serbia called Havana Whisper. I played on a cover of Runaway. That's the one. But at shows, I would play upright bass. And then I played it on some of my solo recordings on one. But I was doubling upright bass. I never played it after that Runaway. I never played it by itself.
Oh, quick question. So you mentioned October Flame, the first tour or festival you did with them. Is that coming back? Because
Well, I'm sure it's coming back. Not this year, though.
not this year. Because was it this year or last year they canceled it?
There were like a couple of times it got canceled.
Yeah, I know for COVID because I had to return my ticket. It was
Yeah.
like during 2021, I think. But then
I think 2020.
They played last year, didn't they? You guys do it last year?
I
The Palladium?
forgot. We played Palladium. Palladium
Yeah.
was last
Oh,
LA
what?
show.
was that 2 years ago? I remember
2 years
I
ago?
picked
Not
you
even
up.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, because he was. Sometimes I'm a
Maybe.
designated driver, so he'll throw a few bucks at me to give him a ride somewhere. That way he could drink some of that Serbian liquor you had out earlier.
Oh, you did pick me up from that.
Yeah. So I want to say it was 2, but I could be wrong. Yeah, I mean, you would know more than I would.
Yeah, I think it was 2 years ago. I think you're right.
Yeah, because I wanted to catch one, like just because it's been a while. Like I said, I just
Those
go for
shows are always great. We put lots of effort into those, you
Yeah.
know, and we have several nights. I think the most we played was 4 nights in a row, and then we would have a different set list every night.
I just like I like a Halloween show. I just like a good October Halloween vibe. Like obviously I'm a psychobilly, so I'm a fan of horror and things are spooky. And you look around George's house too. You like similar.
No, those are good shows. The Palladium shows, you guys did a really good job of
I
it.
think we killed it. Yeah,
Yeah.
the Palladium show was great. I mean, I think we always do. Like we're always well prepared, well rehearsed, and we put lots of effort into having a set list that it's unique for each show. So then people don't get disappointed if they see Tiger Army, I don't know, in Iowa this year, and they want to see us again next year. We usually play completely different set lists.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
then they're like, oh wow, this is a different show. So we want to see Tiger Army again because we're not one of those bands that play safe and
Yeah.
play the same set list, same songs that fans want to hear. We play a little bit of that, but we play always a fair amount of new songs, and then it's a combination. So it's always a new show, especially October Flame shows, because, as I said, if we play 2, 3, or 4 nights in a row, we play completely different set lists.
So I'm just curious. So how does that work? So you mentioned you guys put a lot of time on your set list. How far in advance do you prepare? Since it's obviously in October, when do you guys start practicing, or when do you guys start communicating for the set list?
Usually early September. For October Flame, usually 2 months in advance.
And then, so when you're not doing that, you just pretty much have your other projects, right? Your solo stuff, and you kind of bounce around with different acts.
When I'm doing Tiger Army, when I'm not doing Tiger Army, yes, I play with Drake Bell, sometimes with Molotov from Mexico. Regularly in town lately, I mean, last few years has been Bernie Dressel's big band called BBB featuring Bernie Dressel. Then James Sinfield's different bands playing his rockabilly band, his country band, his swing band.
So you're staying busy.
I'm staying fairly busy.
I'm
yes.
wondering, how did you get to Molotov since it's so different from what...
Are you familiar with Molotov?
Yes.
How about you guys?
No, I don't know what they are.
Yeah.
Those guys are big.
Go ahead and explain that while I step out for a minute.
Yeah, those guys are big. They're huge, especially in Mexico and especially in
Also.
Latin America. Yeah, it's giant shows. I remember once we played 10 sold out shows in the biggest theater in Mexico City. I think it was 5,000 people each show.
Jesus.
10 sold out shows, the same spot. It was nuts. And people that come to those shows are in between 7 and 77. It's nuts.
Just everywhere.
Yeah, and everybody is singing the same songs.
And how'd you get in that band?
They called me. They
Really?
called me. It was 2018, and they were about to shoot MTV Unplugged, called El Desconecte, and they asked me. They asked me so casually, and I forgot it was it Instagram or Facebook or something, and I even didn't notice that message at the time. They were like, "Hey, do you want to come and play a show with us?" It was something like that, and I was like, "What?" And it was like something like next week, and I was like, "Who are these guys? And what kind of question is this?" You know, who'd call you like, "Hey, let's come to Mexico City on Wednesday next week and play a show with us." And I just bought a house at that time, and I was remodeling, so it was just crazy. And then I did go. I checked out. I checked with a couple Mexican friends of mine from Mexico City, and I asked them, "Who are these guys?" And they were like, "These guys are huge. You have to do these shows." And it was a show. It was MTV, and it was funny because I was not sure, am I going to be sleeping on someone's couch if I play these shows? Or are these like some punk rock people? What's the deal with these guys? And I got there. I had a limo waiting for me.
Oh, wow.
I had the driver 24/7. Had my own hotel suite. It was nice. It was like,
So they called you-
these
The red
guys are
carpet for you.
Serious, yeah.
So they called you up for the Unplugged show?
They called me for that one show. Yeah, for one show. And we did that record. That record got nominated for Grammy, and it was them. It was four guys in Molotov. Whatever, they had like a couple like special guests. It was me and one of the guys from the Beastie Boys, Money Mark, and we kind of became the extended lineup for unplugged shows, for acoustic shows. And then we started touring and playing more, and then next couple of years we played a lot.
That's cool. Damn. I remember they even had a Misfit cover.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
It's kind of like, I think that we have like a millions of hits on YouTube, like with that cover,
Yeah, it's a good cover.
That's cool.
Martian or something.
Yeah.
So, okay, so you stay busy. You played some cool places. A place with a moving bed, which I got to go to. The Baked Potato, which I keep hearing about. You know,
Oh, that's place is
Baked
legendary.
Potato is a legendary
Yeah,
place.
legendary.
It's here.
Do I have to wear a
nearby,
suit to
called
go in?
Burbank. Sorry.
do I have to wear a suit to go in there?
No, it's pretty casual over there. I played another club, another cool jazz club in LA that's called Vibrato, and over there it's more shishi. It's more, you should dress up if you go there.
Yeah.
It's a kind of higher end restaurant. I guess that's Beverly Glen. It's also a legendary place. But Baked Potato is special. I mean, that's I wouldn't say it's a dive, but it's a small place, and it's in Burbank, and it's been around, I think, since the 60s.
Yeah.
So, and
Is
it's
that famous,
owned.
Yeah. I'm sure. Yeah, it's like in our backyard because we're right next to Burbank. You know.
Yeah, and it's owned by Don Randy, who's one of the piano players for Wrecking Crew, which means that he played, with Beach Boys, with Elvis, with everyone. He played probably on, I don't know, 100 like top 5 hits.
Do you know about the Wrecking Crew, Bear?
No. What's the
It's not
Wrecking
the
Crew?
Wrecking Crew you're
Not
thinking
the
about.
Meteors.
No.
Meteors Wrecking Crew.
Watch this documentary called The Wrecking Crew. Like it's pretty crazy. Carol Kay.
Yeah.
There's,
Those guys played on more hits than anybody else. And it was a group of musicians, all killer musicians, and then
And
they would play
Campbell.
everything.
Yeah. What were some psychobilly bands? What were some of the psychobilly bands that you like listening to, just like on a regular basis? You mentioned a lot of rockabilly, swing stuff, but like you mentioned we talked about the Meteors, some other bands you knew. Who do you like listening to psychobilly wise? Who's the fast stuff? I like the fast stuff.
Well, when I was a kid, when I was maybe 10, I got a cassette called Psycho Attack Over Europe. And I'm not sure if you're familiar with those compilations, but they would present lots of different bands at the time. And I would listen to those cassettes or vinyls like every day. I loved it. And those like Club Foot compilations too.
Yeah,
That was the one where it's like a bomber and bases
yeah.
coming down from the sky.
I remember that I had all of them, so it was.
Yeah, no, compilations
cool.
were big for us growing up. Yeah, because that's how we, the Clubfoot and those.
I mean, these are like the
psychobilly
early ones,
Yeah.
Like I think that they put them out mostly in the early 90s.
They would have the Oscar, what's his name, drawings on them and shit. The like the pencils.
So it was.
Pencils.
I would have like all those like compilations, and the bands that I listened at that time. I loved Meteors. I loved the Quakes. Quakes were not on any of those compilations. They were actually on the compilation called American Rockabilly. That was a cool compilation that I loved. That was a cool one. And which bands did I like? I liked Demented Argo. I loved Batmobile at that time. They were awesome. Sharks.
Yeah.
Really like the Sharks.
All great bands, great bass playing, great guitars too, 3-piece.
I liked Franzi. I remember hearing Franzi for the first time. I was like, oh, these guys are a little different than the others.
Oh yeah.
So I really like that. I really like that. As I said earlier, I really respect when somebody's capable of finding their own voice, their own stamp in this music, that it's retro music, and then if you accept it like everything has been written, everything has been done, for me, that becomes a museum piece. It becomes kind of like something that it's over. And for me, it's like more important, like to find a way to make certain progress and to make it different, to make it your own, because I think that's what drew me to this music at the first place. When I heard Elvis Presley's first recordings, was like, this guy made this old rhythm and blues stuff his own and was so unique. And that's what I respected the most. And that's what I respected the most about the Stray Cats. They did play rockabilly, but they played it in a different way. If you hear, I don't know, opening track of the first album, Runaway Boys, it's so much different than everything else that was happening. And that's what brought me the most into the music. And that's why I like Tiger Army. And that's why I like playing Tiger Army. It's because it's unique. It's different.
Nice.
Oh, another psychobilly band, since you asked me about psychobilly that I love, it's the Quakes. And I discovered them because of their vinyl, actually, that looked like the Stray Cats. I remember.
The first one.
I remember going back from school. I was probably like 6th grade or 7th grade at the most, and I was walking back, and then there was a kind of like a black market vinyl. I wouldn't say a store, but there were like people that had like stacks of vinyl records in front of a student cultural center in my hometown, and they would be selling records. And there were a couple of guys that had like lots of rockabilly, and I was frequent visitor because I would have to pass back next to them, going back home from school, elementary school. So I guess I was maybe 12 at the time or something. And then I would browse those records and then spend all my money that my parents would give me, to buy food. I would spend it on records. And I remember he waved at me. He's like, yeah, check it out. Because I asked him about the Quakes because I saw Voice of America somewhere. I was like, these guys are cool. I want to get this.
Yeah.
And then he kept showing me that record. I was like, yeah, those are the Stray Cats. No, I have that one. No, he was like, come. And I got there and I saw this one and I immediately bought it. I was like, oh, this is great. I loved it.
Yeah.
I still love the Quakes. I'm good friends with Paul Roman and I love the Quakes. That's another band that I really respect their songwriting. I think that's the main thing that makes them different than the other psychobilly bands.
Yeah, the album is totally classic. I remember I got it. I want to say when I think it was my 18th birthday. Someone bought me that CD for my birthday at a party. You know, everyone buys you stuff. Yeah, I got that Quakes one. That first album. I still remember it. You know, what happened to the rockabilly you used to know? Hey, ding, ding, that's that intro. Down, 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 down.
It's a cool album.
And then you walk into the graveyard late at night. Hey, that song too. It's like fuck. Yeah, I love it. I love the recordings. I love everything about it. The album cover. Yeah, it's raw. It's raw. I think we who was it? We're talking to. I think it was Dax from Jax. He was mentioning how Paul wants to re-record it. He's like, no, don't re-record it. It's perfect. Yeah. It's perfect the way it is. Yeah. All right. So we actually hit our time. We got everything we need. Oh well, we always could go longer if you'd like, but you know, like we all have we have things to do. But I want to thank you first of all for coming on.
Let's one thing that we did not talk is like the solo stuff that I've been putting out.
I was going to say what's coming up next for you as far as solo stuff, and let's get into some of your solo stuff now.
So I love doing this solo project. You know, I still haven't started playing live with that band. I hope I will, but I started producing these music videos.
Yeah.
And I noticed that I love doing that. It's great. And I think that so far I put out maybe 5 singles, 5 music videos.
And these,
they're all under my name, Djordje. If you look it up on Spotify or YouTube,
I was going to ask you about that too. For the band itself, you're using, because I know it's you in the video. There's no. Do you have a full band for that, or do you outsource different musicians? Do you have like a dedicated band?
For the whole album, I used the same musicians.
Yeah,
and it was Alec from my old band Atomic Sunset, and he's the most known for the band Iceburn in Serbia. He played on all the drums for the album, and one of my favorite guitar players in the whole world, Paul Pigat, played all guitars on the whole album. And I'm kind of super stoked how that whole project came about, and then how it sounds. René de la Muerte produced the album, and I think he did an amazing job. Unbelievable job.
One of the ones I was on repeat when I was coming over here was Hurtless. That one's very rockin', you know, with the red and the lighting, the women dancing. That was a pretty cool rockin' song.
Thank you.
Then what's it called? Then of course, if he wants to do a little slower, a little romantic, you know, Everything I Ever Wanted. You know, as you mentioned, you're at the beach where they filmed what's it called? Grease. Yeah.
A couple of movies they filmed over there, and actually Elvis did introduction for one of the movies on that exact beach. I think it was Roundabout or something like that. And it's a legendary beach. It's they filmed Craft over there, the movie.
Oh yeah,
Craft. Yeah.
Oh,
I still have a foreign accent. The friend of mine,
I hear good.
Friend of mine, Feruza Balk, is in that movie, and I remember that she was there.
Okay, you're friends with everyone cool, man. Jesus.
You know Feruza?
No, I don't know her. I want to know her.
Feruza is great. She was very involved with that kind of like a gypsy music scene, Romani music scene. That's how we know each other, because she was her dad. I played with her dad and her brothers, and there was a cool camp where we would all go and play music and dance.
That's cool. No, yeah, I'm a big, like I said, movie fan, 90s fan, horror fan. So yeah, she's definitely on my list of. I like to get autographs, when I go to conventions and stuff. So she's on my list, So maybe
she's cool. I like Feruza.
Yeah. Well, if you see her, just give her something for me to sign this, and then I'll see you next time at the October Flame.
All right. And so basically, so far it's been like one music video per for each song.
Yeah.
And then I put lots of effort into those.
They're well done. They're well done.
Oh,
well shot.
Yeah, I'm happy. Some of those like I shot myself or Tara. So it was.
Well, I know the Rockabilly A Bomb. It's animated, right?
Yeah, and it was hand drawn, by a friend of mine, Pantera from the band Mexicats from Mexico.
Yeah.
And he did that one, fully animated. He did an amazing job. And latest one is called Knockout, which is a little bit of kind of, I would say, homage to Irving Claw and early bondage videos with, Betty Page and Tempest Storm. So it was also shot at Cedars, at Sue Wong's residence.
Okay.
Yeah, which
So
I'm
Betty
happy
Page,
that I
so
had the
someone's
chance.
getting spanked in that video, right?
Oh yeah.
Because I saw, is it having anything to do with that? I saw a video on your Instagram where you're chewing on a mermaid's tail. Is it that video?
No.
What is that about?
The mermaid video is with pinups. That was just a photo shoot.
Oh, okay. I'm like, he's
And it's
chewing on
gonna
her.
come out in like some Halloween magazines.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's cool, man.
Yeah,
that's cool.
that's a cool
Pinups, rockabilly.
Yeah,
mermaids.
eating mermaids.
Yeah.
That's a delicacy.
Yeah.
So tell the people listening where they could find you.
I think I'm easy to find. Just look it up, Bullfiddlecat, on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok.
You
Whatever.
got your own little symbol too. It's on your base and on your icon.
Yeah, it's on my base. It's on my finger.
Oh, wow.
On my ring.
What is that exactly? Is it?
That's a first letter of my name, which is J. It's like same as Django for people that have issues pronouncing it. So what you have in DJ, in my name, or Django's name, it's pronounced J. So, but it's written in Cyrillic.
I see.
And it's combined with a bass clef.
And I see the on this ring itself. I see F holes in the side. Is that what I see?
Yeah, F-holes are on the
Oh,
side,
that's
yeah.
cool. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Man,
dig it.
yeah.
It was done by an artist in Guadalajara. So I have lots of connections in Mexico.
Yeah. Well, you got
Oh, man,
yeah.
I love Mexico so much.
Yeah, man. So let's get your pronouncing Djordje. Let's get the last name again.
You're good with the first name.
Okay, let's try the last name again.
Djordje Stijepovic.
Stijepovic. All right. So before we go, anything you want to say to the listeners? Your fans in Mexico, your fans in America.
Don't forget, never fret, slide it in smooth, and keep it in the groove.
All right. This is Beer with Bear with Djordje. Thank you.
Thank you.